All right, man, it's an important game. Baltimore versus Detroit Lions. Um, let's talk about why it's important, this game. And right now, as I'm doing this video, still no update on Marcus Davenport. I'm just going to go ahead and say he probably done for a while. Don't know when Pascal get back. I know Makai Wingo was out there, more of an interior guy. But this game is important because obviously it's on Monday Night Football. It's a national televised game. I think it's the only Monday Night Football game on. They did a doubleheader last night. I watched Tampa and Houston. I went to bed on the Vegas and the Los Angeles Chargers. So I went to bed on that shit. But nonetheless, I think I think it's big because they really want to put to bed that they struggle versus mobile quarterbacks. And honestly, it's a deadly offense with Derrick Henry, and their ability. And Lamar don't focus on one receiver; he don't feed it to one guy. I mean, last week they had a couple guys. Wallace out of Oklahoma State a couple years ago caught a touchdown. Another guy caught a touchdown. So he one of those. Him and Josh Allen is people that spread the ball around. You know what I'm saying? And now that's become a problem. Now that's a problem for everybody else that he just don't force feed it to Mark Andrews or. So one thing I like Calvin Shepard has been doing, they're gonna brush up on a zone. They're gonna play more zone. But the thing about it is when you play Lamar, you can't sit back and play man-to-man coverage and not get a pass rush. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, the Lions do a good job of stopping the running back. Now you have to stop Lamar when he has the ball. And the thing about it is you want to make a quarterback make fast fast decisions. And that's the thing about the Lions. They're going to have to play tight. They're going to have to be aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So it really, and my whole thing about it is if you lay back and you give up a chunk of plays, you give up chunk plays and you lay back, what's the point? At least if you're aggressive, there's an opportunity for him to throw the, to misthrow the ball. There's an opportunity for them to, for them to not only just misthrow the ball, turn the ball over, fumble. When you aggressive, you aggressive, things happen. They make them move faster. So if you're gonna give up chunk plays, laying back and rushing forward or playing coverage, you might as well be aggressive. So we'll see schematically what Calvin Shepard draws up. And you going against a good Baltimore defense. They gave up a lot of points to Josh Allen. To be honest with you, Allen don't have the weapons that Goff got, but Allen is the weapon. The legs, the arms, the toughness, the size. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see what, John Morton, he cooks up. It's going to be interesting to see, what's the game plan in this situation. They got some good players over there. Kyle Hamilton, Nate Wiggins, they got some good players. I think Leonard Floyd over there. So they got some really good players. But I think the question is how the Lions handle mobile quarterbacks. That's the question. How do they handle mobile quarterbacks? And for the long, especially versus Baltimore, they just never had the answer. Going to Baltimore. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. They play more zone coverage. Do they blitz more in man coverage? Do they try to take away Lamar's first read? Do they have a defensive lineman get their hands up in the air? That's the question. Do they have them put their hands up in the air and try to block stuff? gap discipline is gonna be important too. Because you jump out your gap, you know what I'm saying? Because if you aggressive, you go get them. You got to make sure you get them. That's the thing about it. You got to make sure you take them down. You got to make sure you take them down. Because if he pulled that, and you seen that a little bit with the Chicago game. It was a couple of times where they could have got Caleb Williams and they didn't get him. Now, to be honest with you about that, the NFL has changed. The NFL has changed. You can't hit the quarterback, so you got to think before you coming in and hit the quarterback. You seen that with Brian Branch this. You seen that with Brian Branch this past week with Caleb Williams, where he jumped up and they was talking about, well, that was a penalty, and you like, how's that roughing the passer? So when you attacking the quarterbacks, when you attacking these quarterbacks, you got to think before you wrap them up, which in my opinion is quite sad. You got to think before you wrap these guys up. Therefore, it gives them that second to wiggle away. Remember that play with Vince Young and the Giants some years ago, where Vince Young, he had tackled him, and the guy didn't want to slam Vince to the ground, and then Vince Young scrambled and picked up a first down or something like that. And the guy was like, I thought, I didn't want to, drive him into the ground, and that would have been a penalty. Right? So, but then also you look at it, and Kansas City started off 0-2. I'm still not too concerned, but I think they'll be okay. Cincinnati lost their quarterback. So you go Cleveland, something like Cincinnati, Kansas City. So a stretch that looked, daunting. This is the game now. If they can get this game, I think the ticket price is gonna go up. The bandwagon gonna be full again. This is the game to put some doubt the bed. This will put Philly on notice. This will put Washington on notice with mobile quarterbacks. Can Calvin Shepard, draw? And this is something they should have been thinking about all year. This is something they should have been thinking about all year. It's how to stop mobile quarterbacks. So, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree. You can find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support.